This is DA. And what a sweet release when you rest in peace. And then it shatters, and then Neo's just like, I'm here, mother Blaze Blue Cross Tag.
What do you mean I'm not at Evo?
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
No, Mike, no.
Wow. Of all ways to start this off.
Yep. Just prove that someone else is sick besides me. We have audio proof. It's real.
The Koch brothers can indeed get sick.
They get sick
First
too.
off, I'm going to address the most egregious part of that. It's not, nor has it ever been the Koch brothers. Never. Second off, I'm not sick. Just a small throat thing.
Throat thing.
Throat
thing.
Yep.
That could be taken in so many ways.
So, welcome back, everybody, to Because Reasons. At this rate, the second RWBY episode, which was recorded 2 months after Genlock, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, it was before whenever RWBY came out, so October. It's been 4 months.
We're good at this. Upload schedules aren't difficult, guys. We totally understand how to do this by now.
This episode will be coming out this weekend.
Fucking better.
It is, because I have no plans.
He didn't say which weekend, though.
He said this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, but...
No dates.
Yeah, we didn't mention when we were recording this.
Yep. Nobody say anything. So, yes. By the time this episode comes out, RWBY will be officially released to the public. Volume 7 will be completed. Damn.
Yes. Who?
Mm-hmm.
This was another good one.
It was a ride.
But before
last season brought hope back that this series could be good, this season solidified that this going forward can be great.
Agreed.
This volume single-handedly made me go, you know what? I'm gonna watch RWBY again.
And the fandom cheered at the return of its prodigal son.
What are you talking about? I'm never going back.
You can't go back.
I don't want
to. But you made the best ship name.
Yes, I did.
Which is still under
no
contention.
One likes it. No one likes it.
Just had a thought. Where'd it go? So, before we get into the actual volume itself, as we do, is there anything new in the fandom versus that has caught your ear?
I can't honestly say my complete disconnection from it is complete. I have heard nothing.
That's good news and also sad news.
And the fandom is leveling out. It's just going like, okay, we're here now. We're at this level. And until Blake and Yang kiss, that's when it's just going to be like, oh, that's when the explosion comes.
Yeah,
and until then...
I mean, we already know about B-Vengers.
We do.
You're right.
Unfortunately.
Yep, and apparently Guardians of White Rose is a thing. I don't know how big that is, but I can only hope they're not as nuts.
That's an impossibility.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. That was my thinking.
So, the only other thing, that I've really paid attention to is after finished the volume, I was curious if the RWBY critics were still a thing.
100%.
And
they will always be a thing.
And they are. Went and checked out a few of their videos for this volume. And while they seem relatively more positive about the show, at least a good chunk of them, Fat Man Falling is going to forever remain a cynicist.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
I really want to know, what his favorite things are. Just because there's just this. He has this bar, and I want to know what's holding that bar. You know,
watch it be season 3.
I talked about this with BG during one of our revisited, where dude was just like, Hunter x Hunter is my favorite thing. I was like, okay, name some other things that you like so we know your bar. If he's just like, Hunter x Hunter is my favorite thing, and also Barney the dinosaur, I'll go, wait a second, hold on. This is somebody I shouldn't be listening to. But if he goes Hunter x Hunter and One Piece, you go, well, One Piece does everything Hunter x Hunter does, but better. Why do you like that? And then that dialogue started. So just going, I hate this thing or I like this thing without contrasting it to something else isn't really helpful.
Agreed. That's a good way to look at things.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was just my one thing. Like, I was looking at some of his tweets and stuff recently, and it's just like he has a couple of episodes that are like actually he thinks of positively, and then the rest were like below subpar, mediocre, abysmal. I'm like, but why?
Yeah, Vex Viction is also like that. I like him, but it's just some people are just finding things to complain about. A lot of people hated the episode 12 with the big fights, the Crow, the Tyrion, the Aesops. A lot of people hated that from what I'm seeing. They have a lot of problems with it. And I just go, I wish I could talk to these people where I just go, these aren't problems and here's why. Not just here, these aren't problems and then just drop the mic and smoke bomb away. No, I can actually just point by point, boom, 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 boom. Because people are like, why are RWBY beating these people, these elite fighters? And you go, well, they exploited very obvious weaknesses within all of them. They didn't beat them fist fight, boom, boom, boom. It was obvious weaknesses. They were trained. They're trained huntsmen. Basically, they faced off against a goddess's elite guard multiple times and walked away. They're still really good in their own rights. And so it's just people are saying very surface level. They should not have beaten them because they are elite. And plus, they're missing their leader. So they're already like down to a fifth.
Yeah.
So there's a whole lot of things that you go, it's not excuses, it's reasons.
Yeah. Two of the girls that were the best team are straight up murderers. I mean, come on now.
Yikes.
It's like, how can you beat us? We've killed people. What?
We've murdered plenty of people.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's like the one thing that I really like have seen recently and like could think of talking about as far as community and what have you. Yeah, nothing. I haven't heard any noise. Versus hasn't heard any noise, and there really hasn't been anything.
There hasn't been any noise, and it's
yeah, I've not heard anything.
I'm pretty happy about it because if I'm liking the show, and it's kind of hard just hearing people bash stuff without being able to rebut them outside of like comments and stuff. I'd rather speak with people about this thing, so I'm glad that it's very level right now, as opposed to just, hey, I hate you because of this ship. Let's send death threats and swat your house and crap like that. We don't need all that.
Yeah,
until it happens.
Make a girl kill herself.
Until and it's gonna happen. They're just teasing it, but it's gonna happen, and I'm gonna roll my eyes out my skull.
I've been rolling my eyes throughout this whole volume every time it happened.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, we're not saying anything. You can't be mad. We're not shoving it in your face because we're not saying anything. They're not holding hands, not kissing, they're not doing anything, but they're not doing all this stuff. I'm like, okay, fine. You don't have to force it and go completely insane in order for you to say, see, we're not forcing it. But whatever.
With that, just dive right in, I guess.
I guess so.
So, usually we have half the season wrapped already. But, as we stated before, things got in the way.
You really want me to explain it.
Making me feel bad. So, episode 1. We start right where we left off last volume. They are flying into Atlas.
Right where they left off, too.
Yep. So they're flying through, and we're basically trying to figure out what to do. It's like, okay, do we try and go straight to Ironwood? Do we try and contact Winter, and they see the like message is like Iron One's is like, be good citizens, yada yada yada, and then notice they just kind of comment he looks tired. And then they keep getting pinged like, hey, come to this landing zone and give your code.
No. You park over here, not over there.
Yeah. And then Weiss is like, hey, we should contact Winter. And then Winter comes up on the big screen. Obey the law or you'll be punished.
Or else.
Or else.
Oh no.
Or else I'll step on you. Yeah!
So,
Sir, my recordings seem more popular than yours, and no one knows why.
There seems to be a lot more and a lot less crime.
Also, all the street art on the side of the buildings, it's just my legs. I don't understand.
it's always my heels.
Like, it must be code.
Yeah.
Like someone breaks into a shop, they hear like footsteps come around the corner, they're like laying down already, they look up, it's like the Aesops are like, oh, it's you fuckers.
Don't you step on me.
I know my rights.
All right, arrest me, whatever.
Will Winter be there?
So they end up landing and ditching their plane. Start sneaking around, seeing the just shitty conditions that are down in Mantle. Get
and it's bad.
Accosted by some drunk folk, and like immediate good moment number one where dude's just like Mantle's the greatest kingdom, and Blake like apologizes for offending this guy, and then he immediately is a racist douche and spits basically in her direction about faunuses, and then immediately Weiss just whoop into a dumpster.
So great.
And into the trash where you belong.
Mm-hmm. And then other
Can we
dudes
just
like,
say
perfect.
Wait, just say Weiss is VIP.
Something that I've realized is missing with this whole racist angle. They don't have a slur for faunuses. They need
True.
Yeah, they do.
They need some just biting. Just I would like that.
Yeah.
Because right there would be the time to just go, you furries.
You fucking furries.
You freaking furries ain't always yiffing around. Yeah.
I don't even know what it could
there.
be. Like,
well, that's the thing. They have to create an entirely new word because most
like
they're entirely new words in the language.
Mm-hmm. So
and
they
it
end
could
up
be all encompassing like that because you got birds and fish and.
Yeah, that's true.
So then they make their way to the doctor that works on Maria's eyes. Ends up being Dr. Pietro Palladina. There we go. And they start talking about Ironwood and just like how he is increasingly paranoid and, obviously called back all the troops to Atlas. And
the borders and the embargo.
Then the doctor is like, oh, wait, you're Weiss Schnee. Wait a minute, you're Team Ruby. My daughters told me everything about you guys. It's like, your and then right as that happens, alarms go off and Grim attack and I don't know the person's name who now does the action choreography for Ruby.
Mm-hmm.
But god damn. Keep doing what
they're
doing.
They are legit killing it. It's so good.
Freaking in this episode alone, the shot when Weiss lifts up all of the Grimm, traps them in glyphs, and then Ren just bounces between them all, slicing them up. So many good things.
There are a bunch of good fights, and I'm not a fight man, but I can point to a lot of them and go, absolutely fantastic.
Like the choreography was just on point pretty much the entire season. I don't really know if there was one point I could pick out when I was watching it that seemed like an off fight to me.
Like each fight may have had like a shot or two that were, weird or off or whatever, but there's nothing that jutted me out of it like season 5's fights. Then, as they're fighting, green blasts come down from the heavens, and then it is revealed that Penny is alive, and it is still Penny.
Reveal.
It is still Penny.
Was perfect.
The salutations moment was so good.
Sal, what? You? It was so good.
And then she also had one of my favorite lines of the whole volume. We have so many things to catch up on. I cannot wait. It seems we will have to wait.
I absolutely adored it when she flew off and she was still talking, but you could hear her in the distance, but her voice was fading away.
Yeah.
I absolutely adored that.
I really like Penny this volume.
Penny was always so good.
I was always like, I dig Penny, but there I was like, she's top 5. Get her in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I was almost mad that it seemed like they just were like, oh yeah, there's no like consequences to her character or Ruby's relationship in Volume 3, but throughout the whole volume, like, I forgive you.
You are too innocent and pure to be mad at.
Oh no, it's not Penny I'm talking about. Penny's just pure joy.
So
can't be mad at her. Just like you can't be mad at Haru.
Facts.
So once Penny leaves, Crow, being Crow, was like, oh yeah, this is the debut of Crow's new voice. So what were your guys' initial thoughts?
Crow's new voice immediately hit me. Like, I have to say, it doesn't sound right. I didn't actually like Crow's voice. The more he talked, the less I liked it. In the beginning, I was like, oh, okay, that's not a bad imitation of Vic. And then, I don't know, like 2 episodes in, I realized that's a shitty thing to think. It's an acceptable imitation rather than a good one. And the more I heard his voice, the less and less I liked it, just because it was only passable. And Crow's character, I don't know, if they couldn't, since Vic was gone, if they couldn't get somebody spot on, I don't know, maybe I should have cut his lines a little bit down more. The more he talked, the more it bothered me, to be honest.
Yep, I feel the same way. I feel like if this was his initial voice, I'd be like, yep, that's fine. But Vic just knocked it out of the park so hard.
He did. He killed it.
You bring it in and imitate. It's like when Uncle Iroh in Avatar died. And you go, dude is fine, but the old one just had something that was it was different.
Had that charm that you you made the character real.
Yeah, so it was like, this is fine, but it's just, every now and again, I'll just go, ooh, I equate it to kind of like Damon Mills taking over for Chris Ayers, where I'm like, Damon Mills sounds 95% like Frieza, but that 5% might as well be 100%, because when he's not on, he's not on. Here, I'd say he's like 70% there, but it's not.
Yeah. How about the same way? What threw me off almost every time we spoke, even from the very beginning, he doesn't have that gravelly hardness to his voice, and that always irked me every time he spoke a line.
Yeah, it's a bit more soft, and
yeah,
he doesn't sound as tired.
He doesn't sound as tired. He also doesn't sound like he downed a bunch of scotch throughout his life.
To be honest, he doesn't sound weathered. And that's what Crow's character needs, because that's Crow's personality. He's weathered. And this Crow was just, I don't know. Again, I felt like they were more focused on, okay, sound like Vic, rather than, okay, sound like Crow.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
And that shines through pretty evidently. And that's what annoyed me throughout the entire season. Like, there were lines you could see you can easily tell they were telling the voice actor, because I've already forgotten the name, you've already said it. You could tell they were saying, okay, this is what Vic would do. Rather than, okay, this is how Crow would probably want to say it. So I feel like it might have been more of a failure of direction rather than voice acting. Just because I don't know if they even gave this guy an opportunity to do his own thing.
Probably
and I feel
not.
like they needed it.
Probably not, but it's kind of hard when it's such an established character. And Jason Lieberg, he can do some fantastic stuff. He was Lucci, he was Ciampa. Those are two totally separate. And he's over the top as Ciampa and sort of subdued as Lucci. Dude is really, really good as a voice actor, but it's hard to find somebody to slot into that role.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Filling a gap is never going to be easy, but just accepting a passable impersonation that would work if it was a side character, like an unimportant character, like I don't know, character doesn't even speak that much, like Ren. Sun, yes, Sun or Neptune, either one of them. Sorry, yes, that is the perfect example. But for a literal meat character, this is the prime rib of the show. He can't just be okay. You would never have cast someone who was just okay for that role in the beginning.
Yeah, they went, we need somebody who can bring something to this role, and you bring Vic.
Yep.
And Vic, again, knocked it out of the park. Absolutely. That's why he was there with the World of Remnant, because he killed it. Saying all that bullshit. All of that crap that don't even matter anymore.
And never will.
And never will. Why would they do that? To just go, whatever.
Yeah.
Or passively coach the user. You have to activate it. Okay.
All right. Gotcha.
But this thing said, shut up!
But you said last season, shut up!
That was Vic.
Silence.
This is Jason. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he does a fine job. It's inoffensive.
Yeah.
It's just noticeable.
Yeah,
It It's not
and
bad.
that's just the only problem, is it's noticeable.
And I think, like, after a few volumes, like, people get over this, but it definitely is, from one volume to the other, it's kind of like the whole thing with the replacing of Yuri in Tales of Vesperia for me, where the two voices don't really sound alike, and it is noticeable. But he makes the comment of, I thought this was going to go way worse, and then they all get arrested.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, like, one thing that I have always, at least that they have been alluding to, but they haven't really, like, really stressed upon, was Ren barely notices before they get jumped. And he's had, like, a few of these moments every once in a while where he's, like, a little bit too late at being perceptive.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I feel like this is building towards something, but they just kind of keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they get caught by the Ace Ops, which the beginning of the next episode is them in the prison copter. And
prison.
and this was one of the few times, I will say the few times, where they say and don't show. And the scene annoyed me, where they just had the one guy's like, this is the Aesops, and this is what they do, and I'm going to tell you everything. Which really, I guess it kind of, he ends up coming back and playing a role in this season, in a way.
Yeah.
If you could call it that.
Yeah, it kind of is. But the Aesops is, and which as everything in RWBY is, they're all based off of, is it Aesop's, I believe?
No, it's Aesop's Fables.
Okay, it's pronounced the same. Yeah, Aesop's Fables.
Yeah.
Tortoise and the Hare, the Vine and the Willow, yada yada. There's a bunch of them. So they end up actually flying straight to Ironwood, and I think this is one of DA's favorite scenes where it's like they're getting brought up and these guards are like harassing them verbally, and then Penny, they're like walking by, Penny's like, "Oh, you're here," and turns around and it's Winter.
Winter! Enter Winter! Get in there!
And Winter sees Weiss.
She has a shocked look on her face, and then she puts her arms behind her back. Business Winter is best Winter, and she goes, "You release my sister." She got the coolness, she got the calmness, she got the loving side. She's the best. She's just like, "No, this ain't happening. Release her."
You have 10 seconds to fix this mistake before I get angry.
And yeah, they know they're just like, "Get this done, or we not getting stepped on."
I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure he's one of those guys who are like, "Step on me."
Yeah,
please.
They just
please
wait
step on
there.
me.
They're like, "Oh no, we've done something naughty." She summons the Beowulf. That's not what we meant.
She is the best.
Yes, it is.
That little moment of her just shocking, just going, "Nope, I need to be, this is my sister, yes, but business. Love it. I love Winter so much. This season was absolute money for me.
Oh, yeah.
Bam, 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 bam.
There
Everything.
was so much good shit.
The season.
I'm so glad that this is in this season. If this was a previous season, they would have ruined Winter. They made her better. They made everyone that I like better. Jock is even more of a douche. Penny is fire. Weiss is on fire. Mama Schnee, she in there.
She in there.
Neo's doing her business.
The season steps
How
on
y'all
DA.
getting me? How are y'all getting me to like Cinder? What are y'all doing?
We'll get to that.
This is ridiculous.
I didn't know that. I'm excited to get to that.
It's not liking her. It's like not hating her anymore.
That's still.
Yeah, no, it's an
Yes.
improvement. And it goes down anytime that she's but anytime she's not I'm like I'm liking this.
So it's not it's
Yeah. But she's just like this maniac. She's like this monkey that's just like uncaged. It's fantastic.
Yeah,
She's having these one-way conversations with Neo, and I'm just like, yeah, it's a good dynamic. Neo's there. She's always good. Ain't ruining her yet. Thank you.
Cinder legit is finally, like, I don't know, her as a broken character is so much better than her as an egotistical character.
Yes.
yes, agreed.
Which is why when she broke in there to get the Winter Maiden, and she's like, I'm here, and now I'm going to kill. And I'm like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
But then at the last episode where she's just snarling and just like, I'm gonna kill all of y'all. I'm like, that's fantastic. She's not in control. In control, Cinder is terrible. Out of control, Mad Woman Azula Winter is fantastic.
Agree. You know what? Yeah, that is the best way to put it. It is very Azula-like. I hadn't thought about that.
No
That's
doubt. That's
actually a good
probably
example.
inspiration, fire and all.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Probably.
So they meet up with Ironwood. They kind of talk about what all has happened. Weiss Winter starts scolding Weiss about all the things that she's done, and Weiss immediately just runs up and hugs her. and then
just giving me everything I need.
Lets the guard down, and then it is revealed that both Penny and Winter know everything. They know about the relics, they know about the maidens, they know about Salem. And then it is revealed
which makes a lot of sense that the right hands are in the know, especially since Winter's in line to become the Winter Maiden and everything.
Yeah.
And Penny's like, well, she's not gonna blab, she's a robot. You just shut her down.
Yep.
And especially with Oz gone, like I think he even said it in the episode. He needed people he could trust.
And also, he probably just needs to vent, like, instead of just crying in the office, like, I can't tell you guys, like, Salem coming, lift it up.
Right. Oh, he also told the Aesops that he told them too.
Oh yeah, he did.
Then he reveals his plan to turn Amity Arena into a satellite radio tower that will reconnect global communications. And once he does that, he's going to tell the world about Salem. Which is met with some hesitancy initially by Team Ruby and what have you. But then they agree to help, and they don't reveal what they learned about Jin, how Salem can't die. And then...
Did they even reveal that there's one wish left? Did they go...
No, Ruby said
they're
they
all
used
gone.
them all.
Yep.
And then...
Which is smart. Dude is unhinged. You don't know if you can trust him.
Yep.
I don't know exactly what they wanted us to feel about Ironwood this whole time. I understand that he's going through a lot. He's being unhinged, but I'm like, yeah, I agree with him a lot. I dig it.
I think that's the whole point. Is just like, he is coming from a good place, but even though he keeps saying it doesn't rule him, his fear is ruling him.
It's
without a doubt. And that shows through the entire season.
Yeah, and then it slowly turns his heart stone cold. AKA, he doesn't have a heart like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. Yada 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 yada. So they reveal what they want to reveal. They agree to help. And then we have another one of my just dumb favorite scenes where they all start. They talk to the Ruby girls and Team Juniper meet the Aesops and talk with them for a bit. And then as Crow's leaving, Ironwood's just like, Crow, I meant it. I was happy to see you. And he just comes up and gives him awkward hug.
That was awkward for me.
I felt uncomfortable as well. Crow's was like,
My immediate quote as the hug was happening, and Mike can attest to this, was, "Oh, Draco."
Sweet Christ.
And
then a lot of people, including me, were like, okay, he's bugging him. He's got a tracker on him or something. No, he was just like, I just need some warmth.
I need a
hug
friend.
my metal arms.
Can't breathe. I just needed a really tight embrace.
The fandom's corrupted me so many times that when the hug happened, I'm like, there's gonna be shipping fodder of this for years to come.
Oh yeah.
We'll get to the ships that were created in this volume.
Oh boy.
Yikes.
And then at the end of this episode, we see Watts is in Mantle. He's walking around talking with Tyrion, and he's disabling security cameras. And then, dude who got picked up and exposited to
throw a rock at the bus
to about Aesops and what have you. Tyrion just kills him. Just flat out murders him.
Yeah. Fantastic. I really like the blood this season. They're going all out with it as opposed to just little spatters. They're just like splash, splash, pools of blood happening. Yeah. I really like that, but then you just have to look back and just go, well, why wasn't that there before? Doesn't matter. But I like that. It sells the brutality of it. Mm-hmm. It's
well, it's been 7 years. The fan base has grown up a bit.
True. Next episode, Ruby and they just have Junior in this wiki article, but Juniper, they receive upgrades to their weapons and outfits. Thoughts on all the different changes? For me, I'm a fan of all of the updates to the Ruby girls. However, I like Weiss's old design better.
The hair is a little too big.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ren, yes. Nora, no. Jean, the hair became acceptable. Not good. Acceptable.
Bruh.
For me, was it? Maybe I was imagining it, but did Weiss's hair also make her head like square to you guys?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it wasn't just me.
No, it wasn't just you.
All right. Designs for me. I guess they're okay for the most part.
Ruby's was shocking. I did not expect the haircut. No, I'm saying shocking. I didn't say bad. It shocked me because I did not expect a character model change like that.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
I like Ruby's dumb little anime hair bangs.
Oh, the hair. Agreed.
The hair looks fantastic. I really like the hair. Her outfit is too much. She's like 15. She shouldn't be all harloted up.
She's
Cover
60,
up.
Actually,
it's too much. I don't like that.
Everybody else got like outfit upgrades to fit the colder weather. She got downgraded.
Cold doesn't really affect me. That's whatever.
Well, no, I'm saying even thematically, her outfit doesn't make sense.
They even said so in episode 2.
True.
So they know.
Blake is a little too much leather, and I don't like her short hair. DA doesn't like short hair. Big deal. Shut up. DA likes short hair, but not all of them. That sucks. Yang, I always had a problem with her outfit. It's the leg. I think it's the leg that's the problem. It's dumb.
Distracting.
So,
I saw a funny thing a while ago about Blake's outfit in this volume. It went from, she wore just regular boots in volumes 1 through 3, I believe. Then volume 4, they make the boots go all the way up to her legs. And then in this volume, her pants are just her boots.
Pretty soon, she's just going to be all boot. Just a walking boot. Like Mario.
Step on me.
Yeah.
Careful, the Avengers are like, the only one she's stepping on is Yang.
Bruh.
You know what's gonna happen.
So
you right.
We actually had Kelly watch this volume as well. She was a big fan of the short hair. She liked short hair Blake.
She very much loved Blake's redesign. Had no attachment. This is somebody with no attachment to the series, no, pre-existing attachments to any character. This is the most base. I think this looks better opinion that can exist. And she was just like, no, I think she looks cuter like that. And it was just like, well, shit. Okay.
That's fair. She's allowed to be wrong.
Wow.
Agreed.
Wow.
Ooh, just got a little hotter in here.
Yikes.
So they get their new upgrades. Couple of intercut scenes. Yang reveals she's kind of uncertain about lying to Ironwood because that's what Oz did to them. And RWBY just decided, I want to wait for him to prove himself.
One really small thing, going back to the upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
I would have liked, since they also got weapon upgrades, I would also like them to just be like, okay, RWBY, your weapon used to be able to do this, but now it can do this. We didn't really get that. We just got it's better. And Yang got like rockets and something like that. Something like you're just like, yeah.
Go ahead.
Just sort of sit them down and just go, your weapons are better because of this. Would have taken maybe a minute. I know some like John, he's got a shield now that pushes out a shield on the side. You don't need to explain that. But something like RWBY, so how did you improve that when it's known as the most dangerous weapon ever created? Y'all remember that in Volume 1? The show certainly didn't.
The most deadly weapon ever designed.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I just remembered the line. The only thing that they showed in the episode was like her scythe blade can turn around. That's like the only thing new that it did that I can think of. But that's it. It's already shown to be able to like do transformation stuff. And Weiss's didn't really change either. And Blake got it reforged with the little yellow weld mark, I guess.
Just stop.
Did you guys get it?
No, I don't think they got it, DA. You might need to explain it.
Did you get it?
I'm sure they did.
I don't want this.
No one wants.
I don't need this.
But yeah, so many people need it, apparently.
RWBY gives the lamp to Oscar for safekeeping.
Lamp.
And then as they land, which I love to, like, it was like a little subtle callback, but like the landing strategies of them jumping out of the ship. Mm-hmm. And how, like, Jean actually has a landing strategy now. There's growth.
Yeah.
He's in Fortnite now.
Oh my god, you're right. I didn't even think of that. Oh no.
Yeah, I just thought of it. Until you brought it up.
Then another moment for all the B-Vengers was Yang getting all flustered about Blake's new haircut and liking it and yada yada yada.
Fast forward.
So they are exploring these caves in order to clear out a Grim that is infested this dust mine. It is an ancient Grim, a Geist, and get attacked. They all get attacked by these centipede monsters and show off some of the new weaponry stuff, and then the Aesops show off their abilities. It's Cat is the nickname, but I forget her name.
Which
or
one?
Harriet. Sorry, not Cat. Harriet.
Yeah, Harriet.
Harriet
I'm the
has
Cat's guy, Mike.
Harriet has super speed, like Flash super speed, and she can like put that speed energy into this like mech suit stuff that she has on her body. Willow can brace herself into the ground and be basically as strong as a willow tree. Ivy can make vine-like appendages with his feet and his arms. Marrow, who is a dog faunus, who has one of the most OP semblances in existence.
Pretty much.
He just has to look in a direction, and whatever's in front of him, he just snaps his finger and says, "Stay," and they stay.
They freeze in time. When he first used that ability, I was just like, I am sorry, what?
How have you not conquered everyone yet?
Because he's a fucking dork.
Yes, it's a character fault, which is fine. I accept that. It's basically the Superman argument, and it's great.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then Crow is with
Clover,
and the birth of a new ship was born because Crow's like,
yep.
Oh, it's because of my semblance I bring misfortune. And then Clover's just like, well, because he's always
funny. You should talk about luck.
He's always chipper at all times. He's like, my semblance is good luck. So they balance each other out. And then they find the Geist and end up fighting it. And it's the Aesops who actually end up taking it down with like their stellar huntsman abilities and what have you, while everybody else looks in awe, except Ruby, who a piece of raw dust was about to hit the ground and basically blow up the entire place, and she uses her speed semblance to catch it, which this is where we get the one and only time where Ruby's just like, oh, you have a speed semblance, and then Harriet's just like, yeah, but you don't.
Yeah.
In essence, she's like, oh, you have a speed semblance like me. It's just like, yeah, I've seen a couple of different speed semblances. Yours isn't quite a speed semblance.
Every semblance is completely unique. I've seen a bunch of speed semblances. Every semblance is completely unique.
We aren't talking about that anymore. That was Vic Mignogna.
That's in old volumes. Those aren't canon anymore. So just take this pillow and be quiet.
Yeah.
I wish they would just re-release the DVDs, and in every scene, there's just like a little C in the bottom left corner that's like, this is canon, and then when the C goes away, not canon anymore. Just like, so we could know.
It's like VH1 behind the music that has like the little word bubbles that come up at the bottom.
I would love that. But then it fights, it just be camera cutting, it's just like, canon, not canon, canon, somebody's aura break, not canon, but then kind of canon, it's just sort of fades a little bit, and you go, wait, what is...
That's not canon, that's convenient.
Every semblance is completely unique. Bloop. They're not. Oh, what do I believe?
Whatever you want.
So,
Yo, you know what? I'm glad it didn't show up? Raven. I just realized that.
Oh, yeah. She
I'm
was
so happy that she wasn't here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness.
She can just stay away.
Reason to come back?
Was that true?
She's just... He asked if there was even a reason for her to come back. There isn't, and it needs to stay that way. Because I don't want to see her ever again.
Well, she's a maiden, so that's all that's hanging over your head.
I don't want to see her ever again. I don't care what she is.
No, that's fair. No, that is 1,000,000% fair. I'm right there with you.
Same.
I just want someone else to show up at some point and go, oh yeah, I'm the Spring Maiden now. What happened to the last one? Oh, she dead. And no one mourned.
Yeah, I was just in my airship and I ran into this bird that came out of nowhere.
Just the bird looked me in the eye for the brief second before it went in the turbine.
I swear to God, I heard it call me a bitch before it ran away.
And then all of a sudden, I had god powers. It was crazy.
Suddenly, I was Jesus.
No, that's Giorno Giovanna, and that's go watch Revisited. So they Team Ruby and Team Juniper gush at the Aesops and their teamwork and team strategies and what have you, and then it's actually this episode where Tyrion kills the dude that they were arrested with. Yeah. Next episode, Ironwood calls everybody in and shows that there have been quite a few murders, and that someone is trying
political opponents.
Yeah, someone is trying to frame him for this and ruin his public image. And he's saying, "I don't care," but then Team Ruby's like, "Well, you kind of should." Because you want these people on your side, and then reading through. Oh, this is where so they're having those discussions, and then he gets a message, and the problem's coming, and it's Jacques. He arrives, starts trying to get into Ironwood's face, saying like, what you doing here? This is my old mine, and Ironwood's just, it's classified. You should probably focus on the upcoming election. And then, as they're having this discussion, Jacques notices Weiss. and first he's just like, you roped my daughter into your schemes. And then Weiss is like, first of all, fuck you, Dad. Second of all, I made my own choices.
Second of all, fuck you, Dad.
Yeah.
She's so good.
And then
so good.
Just, tells him off.
The best line of the season.
Which line? Yeah, okay.
How she gets when she's upset.
Yeah.
That was so... If I were to say that line a million times, I wouldn't be able to deliver it like that. I would never think to deliver it like that. He knows when to pause or what words when just to get at her. And the camera goes right in her face and she's just thinking about it. Because she knows, and think about that. You know how she gets. Think about that when she's upset. Think about that. And then he just straightens his tie and then just move right along. And if you look at his face, the animation in this season was so very good. There's little moments where your eyes are just like darting around for like half a second. It's fantastic. But if you look at his face right before he says that, his mustache goes down like 1/1,000,000th of a millimeter. And it's just that so little thing where he's just like, I'm about to destroy this little girl's whole life. Here we go. And he does. I love that line so much. And the fact that he just moves right along. Man, get in there, Jacques. Jacques is a piece of crap that this show needs. He's not strong. He ain't very smart, but he's cunning and he's conniving and he's a piece of crap and he's rich.
Yeah, he is all those things.
He is all those things.
And then as he leaves, Winter pulls up. It's like,
you just missed Dad. Oh, I know. I ain't missed nothing. Think this was on accident?
And then Penny just flies in with a congratulations electric sign above her head. And it's like, oh, was I too soon?
Have we not started yet?
They go into Amity Arena, where Ironwood grants Team Ruby and Team Juniper official Huntsman licenses, saying it's like, basically they pull an Anakin Skywalker, where it's just like, yeah, we can make you do the Jedi trials, but you have seen way more shit in this war than you ever will in these trials. You a Jedi. And then, just to get, talking about DA with the little animations, where as he's, Ironwood's giving this speech, Penny's just sitting there, bouncing up and down, and then Winter, tries to hold her down, and she's just, bouncing shorter.
Yeah, the small things were really cool.
And then...
Yes, they were.
And then just, he, gives his speech, and then, again, I like the line here with Ironwood, where he's just like, well,
I'm not good at speeches. Enjoy the cake.
And then just walks away.
Your speeches are getting better, sir.
Penny, so good.
Comedy on point this season.
Yes.
Fantastic stuff in there. I died laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, what was his speeches before?
That is a very good question.
I can just imagine him, in front of his students, hello, welcome to school. Have a good year. Just walks away.
Don't die.
And then they have just like fun little moments here and there of like the girl, everybody celebrating, Nora eating like 18 pieces of cake, Yang and Blake doing selfies where Yang's just like all confident and Blake's just like, peace.
Enough.
Hey, you know what? You look outside of that was a fun little moment. Anytime that stuff happens, I just don't look at that. I don't acknowledge the Bevengers, I just acknowledge the show.
Fair enough.
I'll
get there one day.
Crow and Ruby have a fun little conversation. And just about like, it's like, when did you start feeling like a huntsman? I still don't. Never.
That feeling never goes away.
Yeah, and then just him asking about, Ruby asking about Summer and like what she was like and what have you, and you were both brats. And then immediately they're like, all right, let's pick some missions. Then I like the all right, we have some pedestrian work here. Who wants to do that? Everybody raises their hand. You're gonna be walking school children to school. Everybody lowers their hand except Jean.
Idiot.
Then like way more awesome missions with hunting Grim and what have you. Everybody raises their hand. And then I believe, is this where the montage of them doing all the missions and stuff?
I
think so.
Or no,
Yes.
that's next episode actually.
Oh.
So they like go through the mission boards. And then at the end of the episode, Watts shows up at the Schnee house and propositions Jacques that he can help him win the election. What if you could have your cake and eat it too? And I was, granted, this could still be the case because they don't say anything. I feel like they're related.
Yeah, he was saying that a lot, so.
Jacques and Arthur. Jacques married into the Schnee name. So his last name wasn't Schnee. He doesn't have a semblance. And he has the same eyes as Watts. Same color.
Might be grabbing at straws there.
Maybe, but I don't know. They seemed a little too familiar for my liking. That was my initial thought. Gut feeling. We'll see. Probably not,
We'll
but
see. Well, he's not dead. Never mind.
just get thrown in the same jail cell.
Yep.
So next episode is the mission and training montage where Aesops start training Team Ruby and Juniper as well as them going on missions. Jean hitting it off with all the school moms. Oh, another casserole.
We lost DA.
Yep.
Oh no.
Oh no. Whatever shall we do?
Honestly.
There's my mouse.
Okay, quick, while he's not here. Neo was terrible.
Wonder what happened.
Lost power because of all the snow.
It's very possible.
Well then.
So did you guys see that Sam Raimi is directing the next Doctor Strange movie?
Yes, I did.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting one.
Too bad it's not going to be a horror movie, though.
True. He back.
He lives.
Unfortunate, really.
Really unfortunate.
Give it 3
What
years.
happened? What happened? Did you lose internet or?
The dog knocked out the power, and then BG went, I'll reconnect it, and knocked out everything.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, so my
Okay,
TV just went off, and then I went, okay, dog wants to. And then BG went, all right, step on back. Here comes your boy. I'll just cough on it. Whoops.
All right.
And we're back. So yes,
We're back.
them doing all the missions, Jean getting all the casseroles.
His
Them
harem growing even bigger.
Them doing
This
ahead.
volume made me like both Cinder and Tyrion more, and it did nothing for Jean.
Yep.
Nothing. I have hopes that they just give it up on them. That's my biggest hope, that are just like, all right, experiment over.
Yeah, everyone's catching on to us trying to get Miles over instead of Jean. So we probably should stop. Scale it back. Not saying that's what they're doing, by the way.
Yeah.
And so they were helping with different convoys for the Amity project, as well as doing missions. And that's when we are slowly getting introduced to Robin Hill, the leader kind of the people of Mantle, who is also running for the seat in the council. And she is becoming suspicious of the supply runs, and actually, is it this episode that she stops it? I think so. Yeah, I think so. She they have a standoff with Crow, Ruby, Clover, and then when Penny is hiding in the truck, her and Clover kind of have a bit of a standoff, and just you kind of see that the Ironwood's faction and then her faction are definitely butting heads right now. They end up letting them pass, but not without some tension and then some thoughts thrown around. Then Weiss and Winter have some training sessions, and we're going to be gushing a lot about these two because these two seriously had a great season, and that's the stuff I remember the most.
I hate that they're not going to be together. It hurts my heart. Because they're so great together. She goes, well, that almost sounded like a compliment. I didn't mean it to. She's so they're so great together. Strict winner, kind winner, just Weiss just wanting her approval. I love all of it, and I'm gonna miss it so much. The one thing that would have made that ending much better is if Weiss just ran up and gave her a hug and then ran away, because she can't do nothing about it. She's broken, and Winter just lets it happen. It's just like, get out of here. More of that. Give me what I want.
It's actually cool too because the voice actresses for both of them, Elizabeth Maxwell and Cara Eberly, are actually pretty close in real life as well. Like, obviously, nice. Elizabeth Maxwell, very talented voice actress, and this is Cara's first role ever in anything. And just, it was either like in behind the scenes or like maybe like a panel or something where she's like, yeah, there's a couple of nights I just like went over to her house and was drinking wine, and I was like, teach me efforts, and we just practiced efforts. There's kind of like a sisterly bond inside the role and outside the role, which is cool. But yeah, just you still have those extremely infuriating sloppiness to your moves, but you've learned your way around them and made them your own.
So great.
But then they start talking about some of the different ideologies and how like Winter trusts Ironwood. It's like he's her CO, so she trusts him. Weiss is like, yeah, but and someone who thinks they have all the answers, typically they don't.
Oh yeah, they're just fucking guessing in the dark.
Like, how can you trust him? And then Winter takes her through this, like, really unpurposely long ass scene of them walking through hallways and hallways and hallways and hallways.
We didn't need that. We really didn't need that.
It was on purpose, and it was fine. And then she, like, has Weiss go into a room, and then Winter goes in, which is a watch room. Winter goes into this room and starts talking to this old woman, feeds her some tea and what have you, has a conversation.
Feeds her some tea. You drink it! Hurry up and die. I mean, have your tea, ma'am. She's just creating an ice shard behind her back. She's like, come on.
Could you
Let me do it.
Could you step on me, please? I hear it's all the rage. So she reveals that this is the Winter Maiden. She is very close to dying. She's old and forgetful. And Winter has been slated to become the next Winter Maiden. Ha ha ha. It's a joke.
Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha.
It ain't a joke, it's my life. It's all I ever wanted. I'm like, okay, Winter up top, then no, it was Neo, then Winter, then Penny. They're like, I don't care. Weiss, freaking give it to Nyan Cat. I don't care after that. She's just ready to be like, hey. She's skating, ice is forming behind her like, well, that's new.
So they have a thing where it's just like Winter was like, yeah, like, you know, initially my military career was groomed, but this is my choice. I'm making it my own choice now. And Weiss says a line that comes back later. I guess we have to carve out our own paths.
Yeah.
Everything with them is a 5-star juggernaut. That's all. That's all.
Where the heck did I leave off? And then at the end of this episode, Jocks gives an announcement saying, you know, blaming Ironwood for all the current problems, and, you know, my family is being hit so very hard.
Oh,
so effective
Jason
immediately.
Douglas is such a good voice actor.
I am closing down all Schnee Dust Company operations until I win the election.
Literal, actual stranglehold. It's
and which causes rioting
ridiculous.
in Mantle.
Oh yeah.
Then, actually, during the training, which actually I thought it was next, but DA mentioned, yeah, we get reintroduced to Team Funky.
And we find out who the other two are of the half.
And they are the other two.
Yes.
Exactly.
I know the one. I know the eye's named Ivory, but I don't think they even said the other one's name.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we got a name. It might be in the credits, but I didn't hear a name said.
I want to see the other two of Team Penny and also that blue hat girl come back. I liked her.
Yeah, we might, but I doubt it.
We ain't. We ain't. She gone.
That's fine.
But yeah, it's nice seeing Flint Cole and Neon Cat again. Which actually, props to Meg Turney. I didn't recognize her. Like, I thought it was a new actress. I thought it was a new actress, and was like, no, you just changed up how you're doing things or something. But you still did a pretty damn good job.
She just jumped in there.
And then, next episode 6, the riots are over and the polls are open. It is voting day. And the Aesops and Ironwood are like, all right, here's your next mission. Rest. Stop it. Stop doing it.
Take a break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the order, he literally says, I'm ordering it. take a night off. So they all kind of go their separate ways. Yang and Blake decide to go out clubbing with Team Funky. Nora, Ren, and Ruby decide to go to Robin's political rally. And then I love Weiss's moment where Weiss had like nothing to do at all. And then Sean just pops in, hey, me and Oscar are going to go to the movies. You guys want to? Yes. Oh. Which, I would have actually loved a tiny scene. Because, if you think about it, going back to Volume 2, Jean would be shitting himself if Weiss went to a movie with him.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So that would have been, a fun little thing to see, but...
Less Jean is better.
Yeah, let's be honest here. We got enough Jean in the first few seasons. We're done with this. Move on. He's done.
We know who the winners are.
He fights for his friends. That's all we need.
He's Ichigo.
Fucking Ike with a shield.
Okay, I'm back.
Oh.
Surge popped.
Oh dear. Strange, it looked like it didn't leave.
Oh, I didn't leave. It's just on occasion, when the little mini fridge that I have here turns on, it just sends a little surge. And then just...
Do you not have a functional surge protector?
Oh, I have many surge protectors. Still happens.
That's fucking wild.
Actually, just double checking. Okay, I have a singular mic recording in my Discord. It stopped my audition, but I'm recording my mic audio in OBS, so we're good.
All right.
Alrighty then.
I thought I wouldn't have to edit things.
Yeah, you thought you were going to be that lucky.
Yeah, you thought. So, Ruby, Jean and Nora, or not Jean, Ren and Nora go to the political rally. Penny's there. And it's they're like, oh, I'm working or whatever. And Ren and Nora start having an argument about just how things are going about, differences.
They're having a really good argument about... They're having the argument about themselves, but they're framing it in a way that they're not talking about themselves, and it's fantastic. It's like this old couples thing or new couples thing, kind of both. But I like a situation, but I really like that moment because you don't get to see too much of that. And going back to Volume 5 and 6, I'm like, they haven't really been together doing anything. That's that's because Ren is very standoffish and Nora doesn't like that. I'm like, I think clearly not their intention from back then. They were just like, oh, maybe we should do something about this. But I liked how they handled that.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, Ralph was in the beginning before this episode, we were watching it and he's just like, oh, they're a couple. I'm like, just wait.
I'm like, this shit is essentially canon. Just fucking stop dancing around it. And then they stopped dancing around it.
And I like how, Penny was, or Marrow calls Penny, and Ruby's like, please don't leave me. So she goes backstage with Penny, and Marrow's just like, you're supposed to be taking a ordered break. It's like, oh, just hanging out with my friends while they're working. No big deal. Then Marrow has a conversation with Robin's
assistant, essentially?
Subordinates.
Yeah.
And has a really good line, just it's we've been mistreated and discriminated against. And he's like, oh, believe me, I know. And his faunus tail comes out from the back.
Subtle, but good.
Yeah. And then basically the political rally happens. Robin gives a speech as the gap between her and Jacques is slowly closing.
That whole episode, my eyes were just on those numbers. I'm like, come on. Do it. Get him up there.
And then as they're, she finishes the speech. Ruby's like in the front row. She's first she goes and sees that Ren and Nora are still arguing, walks away, and that's when we get the first on-screen kiss of Ruby with Nora and Ren. Song was good too. Oh, just as a note, and I'm gonna keep repeating this. This soundtrack was amazing, front to back. The training montage song is like so happy and upbeat and fun. The music with Ren and Nora's moment, and so many of the fight songs. Oh, I want the music so bad. I always do, but I want it so bad.
And this moment made the moment with Neo towards the end so much better. Because if this hadn't happened, you would have been like, well, they're just, what are they? But that one little moment, that was just, you got it.
Mm-hmm. Then as the speech finishes, Ruby's like looking at Penny, waves hello, and then she sees a tail, a scorpion tail, and Tyrion is at the rally. And right as that happens, Watts cuts out all the lights, manages to like basically hack into Penny a little bit, because she
I don't think he hacked Penny. I think what he was doing was, did he block her eyes? I thought
she couldn't
just
see
fine.
Tyrion. She couldn't see Tyrion.
Huh.
Go back and watch the episode. Literally, she could not see him. Yeah. And then Tyrion kills a bunch of bystanders in a way that is very similar to how Penny fights. Then reveals his semblance, which he's able to carve away the aura of people in slivers, and then wound and maim those spots that are open. And then manages to retreat, and then the lights come back on, and it seems like Penny killed all these people, went crazy. Just poor Penny, leave her the fuck alone.
Girl can't catch a break, man.
Then as the people like are about to charge the stage, Marrow, stay. He's just like, this wasn't us. Believe me, it wasn't us. They leave. And then as that happens, it is announced that Jacques Schnee is the new councilman.
Much to the applause of your boy.
Yep.
I would have voted for him.
And then just he comes on screen, thank you everyone for it's just like, oh, you disgusting man.
He's just oozing slime. It's the best.
Then Watts uploads doctored footage of Penny committing the murders, and then more panic and rioting, and then grim attack. And they're like, well, this is gonna be a long night. So, moving on to episode 7. We have the Grim Invasion was suppressed. Robin starts stealing supplies directly from the military.
As one does.
From the radio tower project. Little Bo Peep, or what, I don't... Does the character have a name? The sheep faunus?
Of course she does.
Of course she does.
Like,
it's just, do we care enough to remember?
I just,
there you go.
I just go Little Bo Peep or Lamb Chop is the first two things that come to my head. Which, she has another OP semblance where she just has a pocket dimension.
Yeah.
She is a bag of holding.
It's literally hammer space.
Mm-hmm. So she is able to basically shove a whole truck into this pocket dimension, and that's how they're stealing the supplies. This grinds the progress to a halt for the Amity Arena Tower. Ruby tells Ironwood this was Tyrion. I saw him. Definitely know who he is. Tried to kill me. Stop him, please.
Hard to forget.
Yeah. And this is where we start seeing Ironwood's like paranoia and his emotions getting the better of him come into play. He wants Robin arrested. He wants Tyrion found. What was the thing that like triggers him? I think, well, because it's like Nora is saying, hey, think about the people of Mantle, and he's like starting to relent. It's like, what if you just told everybody what you were planning? And he just flips out saying, like, we have to stop Salem at all costs. And then we also get the thing where it's like she's basically been butting heads with Ironwood the entire time, but then Ren, he gives the orders, like, do I make myself clear? All the Aesops say, yes, sir. And then Ren goes, yes, sir. But it doesn't really come back into play too much.
No, it doesn't. That
No, it does not.
When he was meditating and he just sort of goes in his mind and it's like a white space. I'm like, is this something? Is there going to be somebody there just like, kill them all? He's like, no, you got to suppress that. And I guess that's just sort of like a Ren.
Well, I think that was the whole thing where it's like he was meditating and then he heard someone coming before everybody else. And that was like the whole thing where it's like he seems to be slightly more perceptive than everyone else.
Yeah, that's probably going to come back. Let's be honest here. I don't think the current writers are going to let that go. They're building to something, I think.
We hope.
True. That's the hope.
We've gotten 2 volumes, but let's third time's the charm. We'll see.
I think that they've got enough goodwill after this volume. And again, this volume was more catered to me personally, so I can't like objectively judge it, but it has so much in here that I like and I want that I'm going, good on you, 5 stars. There's little things that you can anything you can, there's little things where you just go this and this. There's big things where you go this and this, but I think overall, again, another just solid one, and I think that they found their footing, they found their groove, and they're just gonna stick with it.
Significantly less, and for those that are going to be extremely confused by what I'm about to say, whenever it gets uploaded, go watch our Because Reasons of Genlock. Significantly less eggs here. Significantly. Yes. There's a few, but not.
What was the plan?
Yeah. What was the plan? Yeah, well, I think we got to like 36 eggs. Unexplained shit. There's a lot.
That was up there
for 8 episodes.
36 sounds about right.
So they have a lot of stings out for Robin, one of which being Yang and Blake, and then they have a conversation of like, yeah, we don't really trust Ironwood all that much. Robin seems to be a good person. We should let her know about the plan. So their truck, of course, is the one that Robin picks to steal from. They chase her down, and they manage to get her to talk, saying, hey, this is what they're doing with Amity Arena. And reveals her semblance is as long as she's holding hands with somebody, she can tell if they're telling the truth. Confirms that with Blake, which I was actually curious. It's like they chose Blake and she, reached out her right hand. Like, how does that work with robo hands? That was my thought.
That is a good question.
It might just be she shows that it's aura related, so it might just be like it just seeps into her aura, which Yang's aura is powered by her aura.
Yeah, that's true. Same with Jean as well.
But during the Adam fight, when Adam fires this like big blast at her, Yang blocks with her arm and her arm gets damaged while her aura is still up.
I said powered, not protected.
We like that volume, remember?
Yeah, I know. Like DA said, though, we can still find some things. Let the good times roll.
Yep.
So Robin basically finds that, hey, they're telling the truth, but they have to run. And she's like, I will find out everything else. Pietro manages to get the footage from Penny and shows, hey, she wasn't the one that attacked those people. And Ruby, they were like talking. He's just like, I don't want her to, be destroyed again. And Ruby was like, oh, you could just build another one, right? He's like, well, no.
Not exactly.
Yeah,
Well, you can, but
I actually really like this. Because, like, that was the thing where it's like you bring Penny back. It's like, all right, well, what's the stakes of her dying then? Because she seemed pretty okay with the whole thing after the fact.
You always need stakes.
And it is revealed that in order to make Penny, they had to give her aura, and it had to be the real thing. In order for her to have a soul, it had to be based off of something that came from a soul. So Pietro actually gives Penny a chunk of his aura every time he makes her again. And he states that if she gets destroyed again, he can't do it again. And actually, it's like he really thinks of her as a daughter, which is, it's the whole thing of he's based off of Geppetto and Penny is Pinocchio. And that's like when we're introduced to him, he's like coughing all the time and stuff. I relate to the man a lot. Coughing a lot, being incredibly, incredibly smart. But then
but right on time.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people had a problem with the speed with which this was dealt with. The whole Penny is attacking people thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then you just gotta go, well, there had to be fairness there, and if one of them goes, well, that's not what happened. That's the thing broken instantly. Mm-hmm. So, I didn't have a problem with it. It sowed enough discourse to make the people all worried and scared. And there's always the plausible doubt there wasn't anybody that was like, Penny didn't do this. Penny's awesome. They were like, well, I guess she is kind of just like a robot that can just be sicked on people and hacked and whatever. So I guess she is sort of dangerous, and that gets in your mind, and that's enough.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, one of the main people that got attacked was a Faunus. Lil Bo Peep was the one who got attacked on stage. She saw Tyrion.
But she was poisoned, so she couldn't say anything.
Well, she was better the next episode. She's the same one who pocketed a tank car.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. She could have just said, wasn't Penny. But let's be honest, she just wanted to rob stuff.
Yeah.
True.
Probably. Let's be honest here.
And then at the end of the episode, Ironwood shows that Jacques has invited all of them to his manor for dinner, as well as for Ironwood to defend his seat on the council.
where Winter gives my personal favorite line she's ever said in the whole volume. Where Ironwood turns to her and says, "You're probably going to have to smile with all these cameras around you." And she just turns to him and goes, "Sir, with all due respect, you would need to pay me."
She's so good.
She is.
She's the best.
That is the most cordial and polite way of saying, "You can fuck off," I've ever heard.
All the way to the moon and back. No.
Exactly.
Follow that god of darkness. My thing, though, is, like, I love the line, but my next thought was, does Ironwood pay her? Like, that's a pretty shitty job if...
Yeah. She's very dedicated.
So yeah, next episode 8. They go to the Schnee residence. That line is uttered. Fantastic. They are greeted at the door by Whitley.
He's a little shit.
Yes, he is. I love the like back and forth snarkiness between him and Ironwood. He's just like, "I don't think we're going to be able to seat all of you at the dinner table." And Ironwood's just like, "I've seen your table. You could, but it's not going to be all of us." And so they all get into the party. They're all just awkward and uncomfortable. They have a plan for Weiss to snoop around the house, since it is her old home, just to see if they can find anything, because obviously Jacques did something to win the election. While that's going on, Ironwood, Clover, Penny, and Winter go to dinner with Jacques and 3 other councilmen. I think 3 others. And basically they're berating Ironwood about being super secretive about things, the embargo, all the problems that they're currently having. That, like, it gets to a point where, you know, Jacques is being Jacques and just being conniving and
just so schmarmy and just like, I'm in complete control.
Literally was thinking that word.
He's such a douche. And Winter's just getting more and more just pissed off. She's just tapping the table. And at a certain point, she just goes, "Enough of all this bullshit. You can't just buy your way onto the castle. You need trust." He goes, "Trust. Let's talk about trust." I'm like, he got you. He played right into his hand.
I couldn't have said it better.
Yeah. Yep.
All this stuff was just a big old glass of milk after a spicy sandwich. Just give it all here. It's exactly what I needed. I loved all of this stuff, and I wish that it was just a little bit longer.
Yeah, that was one of the things the RWBY critics said, was like they didn't like how Winter reacted in this situation. I'm like, why? She literally joined the military to get away from him.
Yep.
And he is worming his way back into her life and just still being a ass. And she flips.
And he is an awful person.
Mm-hmm.
And like, she has shown that while she is a great military operative, she is still prone to emotion. She's shown that in previous volumes. Or volume.
She showed that in this volume.
Yeah. Then she walks out, and then Penny follows her, and has, to me, a good conversation. If she's like, "I need to keep my emotions in check," and Penny's just like, "Well, that seems dumb," basically.
And they had good back and forth all the time. They had their little conversations and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not going to get much of this in the next one. And y'all just take it. Y'all giving me this stuff, and then you just taking it away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how it rolls.
I saw a couple of the RWBY critics things, and they just, for some reason, did not like Winter and Penny whenever they were on screen. I'm like, I won't understand you people. You do you, but I don't understand.
It was all great.
During that, when Weiss tries to, in the party, Weiss tries to sneak out, or sneak into the house. Oh, they also reveal that Klein got fired because of him helping Weiss sneak out. Whitley stops her and is just like basically preventing her from even leaving the main entryway. And all of the other team members devise a strategy to help her, and I loved it. Just collecting the
that
sandwiches,
was a good build-up.
everything else. Jean just like giving the thumbs up, like, you're doing a good job, guys. And then Nora trips with all the sandwiches, hits woman in white dress. She spills wine all over Whitley. He leaves.
Weiss makes an adorable face.
Yeah, I love it too, just because Weiss didn't know. So she was just like super surprised, like, oh, this is what my friends did.
This is wonderful.
Then she moves on. Briefly, seemingly gets stopped by a servant. Walks into Jacques' room, and there we finally meet Mama Schnee.
And she met expectations.
Absolutely.
I could not tell that was Caitlin Glass.
Yeah.
Caitlin Glass is talent.
Yep.
Until I saw the credits, and I was like, fuck! Really? Really? Fantastic job. Just the characterization of, like, she knows she is broken, she can't help it, and she wants her children away from them.
So good. When she just goes, did you come back to stay? And Weiss just goes, no. And she goes, good.
It wasn't even just like good. It was like, bring a tears, like, good. I was like, oh.
It was a sigh of relief. Genuine relief.
So
like,
good. So
right
much
after
in that
she,
one little scene was just so much there.
Right after she downs half a bottle of vodka, too.
The part that got me was when she had the camera set up, and Weiss was like, you have these around? And her mother just goes, yeah, just in case her father, that I was like, I got chills from that.
Caitlin did a really good job.
This was everything I wanted.
Mama Schnee
when they said the mom was there.
Great.
Yep.
So yeah, she gave Weiss the security footage and it shows the meeting of Arthur and Jacques. And that, again, the ending line where she's walking out, she's like, whatever happens, I just want you to think of your brother. Well, why? He hates me. Of course he does. You left him here with us. And she just walks out.
Just give me like a bunch of 3-minute shorts of like pre-Ruby Weiss in that house. I need that. I just need that uncomfortableness, that tension, that bull crap. I need it because there's so much there.
You know what? That comic from DC Comics, that's a lot of horse shit. Give me an issue or a mini-series of Willow Schnee's daily life. Give me that.
I'd buy it.
Yeah.
It's going to be 18 panels of day drinking.
She has so much character despite having such a little amount of time. That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
It was so nice to see.
I want her to just have that her scroll in her hand, and she sees,
or just her younger years, even leading up to like what happened with her life.
Yes.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Her and Jacques getting together.
Exactly.
There's so much that can be done there. How did he worm his
way into that family?
There's so much there, and they give them bums over at coffee a book. For what? Who cares about Yashuhashi?
Who cares about Fox? Didn't even have a line. Why is he popular?
Come on with that.
Because you got to remember too, she has the glyphs.
Yes,
she's the genetic trace to the semblance. she obviously either she just like lost the will to fight or she was just never good at it, but she has the genetic code of the Schnee semblance.
And then we could go over to little brother. What's the little brother's name?
Whitley.
It's just like he's just not as good as Weiss, and Weiss was all back then. She was crap, and she wasn't as good as. And then he's just jealous and just sniffing at her and just hating her and just like refusing training from Winter and just. There's so much with that family that I want.
There is. There really is.
DC, get on it.
Like, it's just, we only ever see Winter and Weiss doing anything. Maybe, even though it's a Weiss, a Schnee family, inherited ability, maybe it just doesn't present in everyone.
Yeah,
if really don't know.
Yeah, I would just love to see, because maybe, for all we know, she could be incredibly talented, incredibly strong, but
she's just in a drunken haze.
What does he have over her? The way she teared up, and she's like, I need to have evidence in case I ever decide to, or something along those lines. I forgot the exact wording, but she was essentially alluding to, she can't move against him. He's got something. There's something that's stopping her. And again, she is the legitimate blood heir to that family. He's not. So why is she so afraid of him? There's so much there.
And we will never see it again.
Oh, I hope we do. Because we're not leaving Atlas.
Oh, that's right. We're not.
We're not leaving Atlas. Oscar is staying in Atlas. Crow is still in Atlas. Ironwood isn't dead. They opened that plot line with him shooting Oscar, not closed it.
Mm-hmm.
We are
Spoilers!
staying in Atlas. You're watching a RWBYcast about the season. If you're not expecting spoilers,
spoilers for like an hour from now.
But anyway.
So yeah,
there's just
all the Schnee stuff was amazing. If you can't tell, we're kind of fans.
That is hands down the best moments. One of the best moments of the entire series for me. Top 3.
Absolutely.
So as the council is pressing Ironwood on trying to reveal this stuff. Also Robin is at this meeting. I forgot to mention that, even though she's not on the council.
Yeah, she's right up there like, take my hand, tell me the truth.
Yeah. And as that happens...
Can I just say...
Go ahead.
Can I just say, you brought up the robo arm. I was hoping he would fake her out by using his robot hand, and it technically did work as it wasn't like his real hand. I was hoping that would come into play there, but unfortunately, no.
Yeah. During this, a servant comes in and tells Jacques, "Hey, all the power, the heaters went out. Down.
People are dying.
Down in Mantle.
Well, not yet, but they will be.
Well, it's wait. Did I skip ahead? Let's see here.
But there's one detail we didn't talk about.
It's actually at the end of this. It's actually at the end of this episode where Watts turns off the heating grid.
Yeah, but there is a detail that we skipped over in this whole Weiss family thing. Weiss's butler being not around.
I said that.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
We said that already.
I did not hear that brought up. Wow, I zoned out. But just touching on that again, like I said before. Like I said before about us not leaving Atlas, he's going to come back.
He's in that city somewhere.
Yep, he's around. So I'm looking forward to see if they implement him again, saving Weiss in some way or whatever.
Or they just kicked him off of Atlas and he is a puddle of goo somewhere.
I mean, yeah. Who voiced him? Do we know who voiced?
J. Michael Tatum.
Yes.
Michael Tatum. Yes.
I wonder if they want to bring him back.
All 7 of the different voices that the man did.
Yeah.
So next episode, episode 9, they are still trying to press Ironwood, and that's when Servant comes in, tells Jacques, "Hey, mantle is turned off. The heating grid has been turned off. It was turned off using your security credentials." And Jacques just like, "Check again." And then they turn around and say, "Is there a problem?" No, nothing. I agree with everything that's been said. Yes. Move on.
Piece of crap.
Yeah. And Weiss comes in and shows the footage of Jacques having the deal with Watts. Watts basically saying, "Ironwood was always jealous of my genius. He kicked me out. He ousted me. So this way we both get revenge on Ironwood. We embarrass him. We disgrace him. And then you get your seat on the council and can reopen trade."
Yeah.
One really quick thing, going back way back to Pietro and the talk about Penny.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls up a picture of a bunch of scientists, and Watts is among them.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just like,
yeah,
there's some stuff there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had, when he was holding the picture, his thumb was obfuscating a face, and then when he put the frame down, it shows the face he was obfuscating was Watts.
Yeah.
And it has been stated that Watts designed a lot of the code and security stuff for Atlas and the Elysian military. So gets arrested almost immediately. Which this was at the time, I was kind of peeved about how quickly that got resolved.
Yeah, I wanted to see him rule a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm very upset about that.
But it was to make way for other stuff to happen in the volume, so it's like, it's forgiven, but you could have maybe used like 2 more episodes. That would have been fun.
Yeah, I'd say an episode. But, you can't
Yeah.
really just go, "Oh, crap, here comes Salem on her giant whale, but also tax reforms." Well, not the time.
What is the true enemy, DA? What is the true enemy?
But yeah, Weiss with a fire line. Jacques Schnee, you're under arrest.
Oh, yeah.
Can I do that?
That was a good moment.
Yep.
With the armored summon blocking the door as he tries to run away like a bitch.
Like a punk. With that giant picture of Grandpa Schnee up there just looking down at him disapprovingly.
Yeah.
When you see Vegeta, tell him I said, like a bitch.
Yeah.
Perfect.
R.I.P. DBZA. So as they arrest him, the sirens are going off. Grimm are attacking Mantle because everybody is cold, afraid, and is filled with negative thoughts because they're like, "Fuck Atlas," for turning off the
everything.
heat. Amongst them are a bunch of the Elephant Grimms, which I don't remember their names off the top of my head. They're charging through the hole in the wall that had been alluded to earlier in the volume.
Mm-hmm.
And just charging on right through. All of Team Ruby, Juniper, and Aesop's go down.